What is also seen is how all of mankind is one great family of beings. This has been hidden from us as a big part of the control scheme. You see how, by simply rising up like this and getting together, reflecting the true reality, man can take back the earth. In our higher self, there is no way we can be controlled like this. Your head is above the clouds of miasma, of delusion and confusion that have been so generously spread about by the ones manipulating mankind and earth. Just this simple rise in frequency in awareness makes so many things clear to you. No need to study. You marvel at the simplicity. Now, not everything is laid out before you there. I'm not saying that. You don't suddenly become omniscient or something, though some do have moments of that. You experience an increased clarity, though, and it's just hard to describe unless you've been there, even for a moment, to know what this is. Mind can't know. Stay in heart. We are so far behind in our understanding of such things, at least partly due to the way that our world's science has been taken over, is being run. It was taken over by those who don't want us to know such things. And so the masses don't. We don't know, for instance, the most basic of things of what is a man or a woman composed. I find an old teaching quite useful about how woman and man is said to have not one, but what are called four lower bodies. The lower means those present here in 3D, not in the upper dimensions. For this understanding incorporates the multidimensionality of woman, of man. So, just looking at those bodies that are present here in 3D, from the highest vibrating to the most dense, there are the etheric, mental, emotional, and down to the physical form. Well, when we look at that, we see that our energy biology is a bit more complex than most realize. These bodies are all congruent with the physical. They make up the energy body or force field, the aura, perhaps, which clairvoyants can often see. Now, my point in this is to highlight how man has both brain and a mental body. This would obviously help the scientists if they knew it, wouldn't you say? How can research go anywhere useful absent the most basic knowledge as the composition of woman, of man? I don't know. It's not meant to go anywhere, though, the way it's structured. This we should realize and remember and take science back, branch off on our own. The scientific rebels, the quantum physicists, for one group, are making their presence felt. They're stepping out of the mold, and that's great. They threw the old rules of physics right out the window to establish their piece of the pie. There's still a great weight and burden, though, of the scientific hierarchy who enforce the way things have always been done and the like. Research is suppressed, or some scientists meet with unfortunate incidents or accidents or develop fatal disorders. It's controlled through the funding as well. Now, stay in heart with me here. No blaming anyone for anything or you're in mind, guaranteed. And that's not the higher way. That's just the way we've been programmed, so it's understandable, but it's something to surrender, to transcend, to let go of. All and everything always turns out to be blessings. That's a big one. Goes against our programming. I'll say it again. All and everything always turns out to be blessings. And if we can learn to see it this way, oh my God, the change that will make. All right, now where was I? Okay, turns out to be blessings, no matter the disguise. It's up to our vision to peer into things and to our heart to expose all the programming within that our vision may then see and erase. Thus do we attain our true freedom, the next levels of that. We must not allow ourselves to be polarized anymore. That's to be in the mind. By taking our stance within heart, this will not be the case. From heart, it is clear how both sides of any coin, they really are just the one. It is a unity of consciousness or awareness, but it's nothing like the mind can get a hold of. One must experience this for the self. There's no explaining it. It's not like a porridge or a stew where everything is just jumbled in there together. Nothing like that. Not at all. That's a community, not a oneness. This goes to a deeper or higher level where true union abides. This goes to the these eyes God level where you are quite literally me. I am you. All can say, I am that. Mind must be forever left on the doorstep of this consciousness. That's one thing that makes me consider that the fall of Adam and Eve, where they came to know good and evil, that is, polarity or duality, was the descent through the dimensions, right down into 3D. I think they were energy beings who occupied a higher consciousness where these dichotomies just were not. There was union. Just a thought. Why do I write of this? I don't know. I'm led to do it. My hope is that this will be confirmation for some of their own experiences, or perhaps a new way to view them. For others, the hope is that they will get a sense of the beauty of the new vistas opening up before one and all, of the beautiful new ways of being that are open to us. This is nothing that has to be earned or merited, sought after. Everyone has a heart. The sun shines on us all, not just on the supposedly good guys. All are welcome here. It is much easier of access if you've cleaned up your act, your aura, a good bit. Many have been following heart for many long eons, and they've a momentum that blesses us all. It's just never been so clear, so near, so accessible as it is now, as it continues to become. It's like we're being handed this higher consciousness on a silver platter of sorts. The frequencies all around us are rising, are simply carrying us along. Those who choose to go with the flow and stop fighting life, those who choose heart vision, for instance, over mind vision, are finding it much easier to access than the others. The others are still lost in chaos. Sure, many are seemingly lost out there. They will continue to be, a lot of them. Now, that is their choice. We've got to realize that we exercise choice at other levels than just with the conscious mind. Surely you know this. Even within the subconscious, the unconscious, we exercise forms of choice. Well, we exercise it in higher dimensions at finer densities of being as well. None of this is consciously accessed in the normal waking state. That would be locked in mind. We are simply far vaster, even greater beings than we are currently aware of, and that's a fact. We are beginning now to expand out into just some of that, and that's great. Let's reject the old programming that would keep us enclosed in the flesh, enclosed within time, saying that's all man, that's all woman is, just an animal, just meat, just a biological accident, nothing divine. Ha! This is a natural process, so with gratitude, let's acknowledge the beauty of our being, and let's remember to enjoy the ride. This ride into higher dimensions of light.